Question 751. All of the following would be considered a capital asset, except A. Inventory, B. Structures, C. Land, D. Factory machinery. Correct answer is A. Inventory. Permanent assets used to generate income are classified as capital assets, while assets sold to customers in the regular course of business, such as inventory, are not. Question 752. Writing, for deposit only, on the back of a check creates A. Blank endorsement, B. Qualified endorsement, C. Signed endorsement, D. It has no legal effect. Correct answer is B. Qualified endorsement. The word qualified signifies that the endorser wants to set limits on the check, such as for deposit only. Question 753. If a caller refuses to give their name at the beginning of a phone inquiry, the appropriate response by an agent is to A. Hang up the phone and move on to the next call, B. Interject useful information to keep the conversation going, C. Pass the call to someone else in the office, D. Keep asking the caller for his name throughout the phone call. Correct answer is B. Interject useful information to keep the conversation going. Giving up on the phone call, even if a caller does not want to provide his name for whatever reason, should run counter to the agent's training and instincts. The agent should try to maintain the possibility of forging a connection beneficial to both himself and the future client. Hopefully, the caller will decide to identify himself later, or in a second call. Question 754. A personal easement in gross, A. Benefits a person, not the land, B. Creates no dominant tenement, just a servient tenement, C. May not be assigned to a third party, D. All of the above. Correct answer is D. All of the above. Because business-related easements are likely to have more value than personal easements, a commercial easement in gross can be assigned to a third party. Question 755. The Uniform Commercial Code, Division 6, which pertains to bulk sale transfer of business goods, is designed to protect A. Creditors, B. Sellers, C. Buyers, D. The IRS. Correct answer is A. Creditors. The Bulk Transfer Law, UCC, Division 6, was created to safeguard business creditors. A bulk sale in this instance, also called a bulk transfer, refers to when a business sells all or most of its inventory to a single buyer, with such a sale not being part of the ordinary course of business and probably done to get around creditors' claims. Question 756. Although not authorized to do so, Agent Andrew acts on behalf of seller Stan by showing Stan's home to a potential buyer. Later, after the buyer makes an offer, Stan approves of Andrew's action. This is an example of A. Rescission, B. Ratification, C. Implication, D. Covering up. Correct answer is B. Ratification. A principal can ratify something that has been done on her behalf by another individual who assumed the authority to act in the capacity of an agent. Question 757. Jody leases a property from Sandy. Although Sandy takes Jody for a tour of the property, Sandy does not mention that a large sinkhole is located at the end of the lawn, which Sandy has covered up with a tarp but not filled in. A month later, Jody's friend Jamie is visiting the property and falls into the sinkhole, breaking his arm. When Jamie sues Sandy for negligence, Jamie will probably A. Lose, because Jamie should have known that piece of land covered by a tarp represented a danger, B. Lose, because Sandy owed a duty to warn Jody, the lessee, but did not owe it to a visitor, C. Win, because Jamie was owed a duty to warn from Sandy, D. Lose, because a month had passed since the lease commenced. Correct answer is C. Win, because Jamie was owed a duty to warn from Sandy. When a dangerous condition exists when a lessor transfers the land to a lessee, the lessor owes the same duty to people visiting the land that he would have owed if he still lived on the property. So, lessor Sandy owed both lessee Jody and visitor Jamie a duty to either warn of the sinkhole or fix it. Question 758. An exculpatory clause will not insulate a broker from liability to the purchaser if it is a. Not approved by a judge, b. Not endorsed by a contract attorney, c. Against public policy, d. Regarding a property that is worth less than $1 million. Correct answer is c. Against public policy. An exculpatory clause is designed to release a party from liability resulting from his failure to exercise due care in the performance of the contract. Question 759. A real estate agent is required to choose the kind of agency relationship she is working under, blank, a. Before the close of escrow, b. When escrow is opened, c. As soon as practical, d. When either the buyer or seller asks the agent. Correct answer is c. As soon as practical. The agency relationship, whatever it is, should be established by the agent as soon as possible in the sales process. Question 760. The kind of lease that sets an initial rental rate, with periodic increases built in, is called a step-up lease, b. Escalator lease, c. Acceleration lease, d. Periodic lease. Correct answer is a. Step-up lease. The increases in rent can be for a specific amount or pegged to a common measure of cost of living, such as the Consumer Price Index. Question 761. An appraisal is considered accurate only, a. As of the date it is completed, b. During the year in which it is completed, c. Until a more qualified appraiser completes his analysis, d. Until the beginning of the next fiscal year. Correct answer is a. As of the date it is completed. The continual significance and availability of new data for an appraiser means his work can only be considered valid as of the date it is prepared. Question 762. The contract clause that typically sets a maximum amount an injured party can recover in case of a breach of that contract is called a. Rescission, b. Liquidated damages, c. Specific performance, d. Compensatory damages. Correct answer is b. Liquidated damages. In a real estate transaction, if there is a breach of contract by the buyer, the seller is entitled to keep the good faith deposit as liquidated damages. Generally, the seller cannot sue the buyer for any further compensation.